and that was ages ago. So maybe, I don't know. I mean, he has some things that work, I guess, but I never really considered him a good mid lane pick. But
you should really try Tryndamere mid. I think it's a bit underrated, especially in lower level play, because it seems just watching your Tryndamere on OPGG, it seems like you have the general understanding of him. Like your CS is quite decent, especially for your elo, so it shows that you know like what your champion's meant to do. I don't play Tryndamere top, but I play mid. I played him yesterday even in like an in-house. I played him versus Malzahar, and I just stomped Malzahar because Malzahar just goes trying to poke me, and
that's right.
He ults me, I press ult, and I can pop his passive with my W. Like most mid laners, if you go this setup here and then triple rejuvenation bead, most mid laners cannot deal with your sustain and they'll just drive themselves out of mana. And then you just get Tiamat, you shove mid, you take enemy raptors, you shove mid, you take enemy wolves, you shove mid, you take your raptors, you shove mid, you take your wolves, and then you repeat. And then you just snowball like that.
I normally go fleet footwork when I'm against range matchups, top lane, so it's just for the sustain, because often you get poked on the tower and so on. But yeah, I know the second wind and revitalize I take as well. I kind of base it depending on the matchup. I do change my runes a bit with Trynd. I think for my elo, I'm fairly familiar with the kind of matchups on Trynd side. It's the mid lane matchups. I definitely.
It's different top lane. Like top lane, the ranged champs don't use much mana. It's Cannon, it's Teemo, it's Jace, etc. Ryze, like they're not gonna drive themselves that fast. In mid lane, however, like Orianna stuff, they cannot deal with your second wind and triple rejuvenation bead. They just can't. They just go So it's really nice once you have Tiamat, you just hard shove and you go and do whatever the fuck you want. So you can play Tryndamere mid.
I'll
so you shouldn't stop playing him. Your mid laners are Kassadin and Veigar. Do you play anything else or?
So I play, although it probably hasn't shown up in a while, but Fizz and Ryze, I've gone through periods of playing them. I've tried a lot of mid laners, but the ones I kind of settled on more is Kassadin, Veigar, Fizz,
and now Tryndamere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's keep it at that. Tryndamere, Kassadin, Veigar, because you shouldn't be playing too much. If you play too many champions, it's too hard to play. Like you need to have tested like loads of different rune setups. You need to learn the matchups. You need to learn the late game, the early game, right? So like 200 games, right? Then you're getting really good at the champion usually.
Right.
So if you're gonna do 200 games on like 500, on 5 champs, right? See, that adds up. That becomes so many games. So just stick to Kassadin, Veigar, Tryndamere. They're very different champions too, which means that you can cover a lot of different matchups, right?
Yeah.
Like Tryndamere is really good versus things like Malzahar, like I said, or it can be also really good versus melees like Irelia, because you just stomp her. And Yasuo you can be pretty good into as well. Meanwhile, Kassadin is good into other mages, like for example Syndra, or it can be good versus like double AP comps like LeBlanc and Elise. So it kind of covers Veigar's weaknesses. Meanwhile, Veigar is good into things like Ryze and Cassiopeia. So it's a good champ pool because it covers different strengths. Instead of having a champ pool of Seraph, Vel'Koz, and Ziggs, they're the exact same champion, right? They have the exact same bad matchups and the exact same good matchups. So there's no reason to pick like all of them, right? So your champ pool is good like this. There's nothing to change. You have AD Swords with Tryndamere. You have a Control Mage with Veigar. You have like AP Assassin / Super Scaling Champion and Melee with Kassadin, right? Enemy picks Diana or Katarina, you can go Kassadin. They pick Cassiopeia, Ryze, you can go Veigar, or Asir, you can go Veigar. So it's good champ pool. What made you want to play these champs? Do you just like scaling in general, or because you play?
That's the thing. I think it's probably 2 reasons. One, because in lower elos, the games tend to go on a while, so you have an opportunity to scale as long as you're farming well and kind of getting as much solo XP. But yeah, I do like the scaling. I like the fact that late game, if all else fails, you're the kind of insurance policy. I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same. For Veigar, You play mid lane, right? You don't play bot lane. Yeah, you're playing mid. Okay.
Yeah, if I got autofilled support or something, I would play him support. But yeah, I don't play him ADC.
Don't max W on Veigar, because when you're maxing W on Veigar, it only gets 50 extra damage, nothing else. The cooldown doesn't get lower, the mana cost or something, there's no benefit except for 50 more damage, which, you know, sounds great and all, but then the stun gets less cooldown, it lasts longer, so it just becomes better. So what I do is I do 2 points W, so this is good, right? I do 2 points W, and then I start maxing E.
Okay.
This way I have just enough damage on my W to one-shot people and also WQ the melee minions. Which is crucial, because with 1 point, you have to auto the melee minions a lot. Right. So having this here is good, this here is bad. Because this now 150 extra damage on your W sounds nice and all, but the stun is so much more valuable. Especially when you're playing Glacial.
Yeah.
Another thing when you're playing with Glacial, this here is really bad. You want the active CDR.
True,
if you're not going the active CDR, then you might as well not even go the domination tree. Okay, because the only reason why you're going domination is for this. Sorcery tree is better, so if you're not going to go this, then just don't go domination at all. Because you really don't need a taste of blood. This rune here is only good in laning phase. After that, it's complete shit.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're playing Glacial Veigar versus like a matchup where you don't need a sustain in lane, then you could go for Chip Shot, or you could go for Eyeball Collection. You used to go Ghost Porrow, but Riot removed Trinket Swapping now, sadly. Because they're a bunch of losers.
Thing, right?
Yeah, they did it this patch.
Oh, fair enough.
They're a bunch of fucking losers, so they removed Trinket Swapping, so now Ghost Porrow is dead. Which is sad. So yeah, Eyeball or this if you do not need the sustain.
Okay.
That's pretty much it for runes. You can go Doranstring start like you do here, or if you're versus more poke heavy like Orianna, you can go Time Warp Tonic and Corruption Potion.
So every time you go Corrupting Potion, should you go Time Warp Tonic as well?
Yes. Okay. Movement speed is the best stat on Veigar.
Right.
Okay. If you're faster than an enemy, it means your stun will land. And you don't need AP because you get AP. So movement speed is super good. So this here is really nice rune on Veigar. Another thing I see you do is you rush Morelos. Morelos is really bad item when completed.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking when in that particular game. I just tried to complete it and
yeah, it's just important to show you this so that you know it's for the future and know why it's bad. So basically the Oblivion Orb is really good. Right, Magic Pen is nice. As long as the enemy has no MR, Magic Pen is really good. Once they start getting like 70 to 80 MR, then Void Staff starts to become better. Yeah. But in early game, people have like 40 MR and shit, 40, 60. Sometimes they even, have like 33, 38. Right? Really low numbers. So if you have this one here plus Sorc Shoes, you will be doing true damage to this part and a lot of damage to this part. Yeah. Once you start getting here, you would like to avoid stuff as well. Okay. So then the question is, what do we do to the rest of the gold? So we bought this Oblivion Orb. Now it's 1.4k gold until it's upgraded. So let's see, what do we gain from that, right? What do we get from that? So we get 50 AP, right? And 100 HP, which doesn't sound bad. And we get this, right? It doesn't sound bad. But then you have to think, what else can we get for that gold? So if you look at Needlessly Large Rod, it's 10 more AP, it's cheaper, and it builds into the best item for Veigar. Right. So by going Morelos, you're delaying 1.4k gold to this item, which is just huge, because this is a lot of fucking gold, right? Yeah. So you're delaying Rabadons by a lot, and you're also getting 10 less AP. The stats from Morelos isn't all that bad. The issue is that you're delaying Rabadons. Yeah. So if you need a healing reduction, right, if they have a Vladimir, Zac, and Fiora on their team, right, a lot of healing, then yeah, Morelos is fine. But also understand that you're playing Veigar, a burst mage. Morelos is better on champions like Seraph and Ziggs than it is on champions like Syndra and Veigar. Syndra and Veigar will kill you in one shot, so them having healing doesn't matter as much. Seraph wants to poke you, and then if you heal up everything after, then Seraph is useless, right? So, yeah. Seeing that you just bought Morelos straight off here is not good habit to have. Okay.
I mainly bought it for the magic pen, and then obviously just felt kind of compelled to finish the item, even though, yeah, what you say makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I do the magic pen a lot as well. I haven't played much on any other account than this one in preseason. I haven't gotten to play that much, but if you see, like, I have the magic pen item like pretty much every game, right? Because it's really good early game spike. So I often have it, but I very rarely upgrade it. Because very rarely does the enemy actually have enough healing to make it worth.
And I guess when it's like your last item, is that the point when you...
Yeah, then of course you won't sell it. Sometimes it might be better to sell it for like Leandries or a tank item.
Yeah.
But more often than not, late game you'd complete it, yeah. It's just you don't want to delay your Rabadons and other items for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if there's any other things that we can like break down here to like, because it's important to know these things, because even though these skins are in the past, these things will appear in the future where you'll be buying Oblivion Orb and then maybe doing this mistake. So it's important to cover them all. For Kassadin, there's a couple pages you can do. So versus Diana and melee champs in general, you have two options: either Electrocute or you can go Grasp. Okay.
Yeah, I have seen some videos of people go Grasp, but they tend to be kind of older videos, so I assume that that's just no longer a thing. But
it's still a thing. People aren't really... I haven't seen people do it recently. I played it a couple of times into like really hard matchups. And I mean, you do end up becoming really tanky, and if you can play smart with it, it's good. I would go Electrocute though, because so let's dive into this. So Kassadin does a lot better versus melee champs than range champs. Because Kassadin's melee damage is actually really, really good. His W and his E does a lot of fucking damage, right?
Yeah.
So Fleet doesn't really help you here. If you run up and auto a minion and then Diana is next to you, right? Because she's melee, she just CCs you. Is this the new Diana or old? This the new...
That was the new one, apparently. I mean, that's what they were all saying in the...
Yeah, it's a new. Yeah. Yeah, it's a new. So it's the same thing. You would still go Electrocute. So... basically, versus things like Diana, right? Here there's a Diana and a Mumu. So there's a couple of things you can do on Kassadin. First thing you need to understand, your Q is your tool to farm until you're 6, right? In most matchups. So sometimes you'll sit on 1 point, sometimes you'll do 3 points, sometimes you'll do 5 points.
Yeah.
So versus Diana, do we need 5 points? You gotta ask yourself. Is it worth stalling your E by that much? And you don't want to max W second, you want to do E. Okay, so sometimes your biggest priority is E. Sometimes your biggest priority is Q. Like level 1. Like level 1, like maxing and stuff, everything. Right? Like not level 1 point. Level 1 point would always be Q or W. But like the first thing you should max is either Q or E. And then the second one should always be that as well. Before the nerf on Kassadin, you could max W second. I see no point in doing that anymore now, because they have nerfed it, and they also made it so the Q has to be skilled to go down in rank. Right, before it was 9 flat, now it is 11 going down to 9.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, what you should be looking to do here is, so you can go Electrocute, which is what you should do, Electrocute and then just max E.
Right.
Okay, because you don't really need the magic shield, right? And you don't need your Q because you're not really farming with it. It's more about trading with her, because you can really fuck her up if you max your E. And they actually get wave clear, and then Kassadin actually becomes quite a strong champ in early game if you play him like that. After that, you can max Q after maxing E.
Is there any point where you max W, or is it always either Q
you max
or
it
E?
last now? You always max W last now. Before you could max it second. I would even max Q second now versus like Zed and melee champs, because playing with it on 11 second flat just sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you don't really need a magic shield versus Diana. If you feel like you struggle, then you can do what I said, like 3 points, because then once you're 5, after that you start maxing E.
Yeah.
But there's no point doing like this, because now you will see in the VOD how shit your wave clear will be. So for Electrocute, we would of course go Electrocute. I've tried a bit with Sudden Impact. It's super greedy, and like I really wanted to like die when I played with it. So I would always go Taste of Blood now.
Okay.
Again, rip Ghost Poro, rest in peace. So you have to go Eyeball. before you would go Ghost Burrow. Ravenous Hunter, really, really good on Kassadin. Works on your W, your Q. It's heals a lot. It's really good. The second one is where things becomes fancy. You can do a lot of things. If you are a fan of the Corruption Potion, which you shouldn't go on Kassadin, but a lot of people do it, and I can explain why it's bad. But some people like it for some reason. Then you can go this. But I would never do that. If I need the Tenacity, I would do like this.
Yeah.
If I think I can just steamroll the game and just kill everyone, then I would go like this. I would never go Triumph anymore. This here seems just so nice on Kassadin.
Yeah.
Most cases, if I have Precision Second, I'd go this. And then if you're in a harder matchup, right? Like Electrocute versus something like Talon, you know? Bit harder. I'd go something like this. Because then you have big trades, but you're also really tanky. Right?
Yeah.
This here is not that bad either. You can go like this. It's really up to you and the matchup. The matchup is what determines this. Okay? So again, like Talon, Fizz said, things that can like really fight you, I would suggest to try to go this. Something that you can just steamroll, like a Katarina, for example, is very easy. You can then go, for example, like this. Or if you're more fan of the precision, you can go this. Or
yeah, lately I've been struggling a little bit with the Fizz matchup, actually. I know there's a very specific kind of trade pattern that you need to do. Yeah, I'm kind of... I was looking back on it and trying to figure out what I could have done better. I don't think there's any videos here, but it was like a week ago I played against the Fizz and he played aggressive and I tried to cue him in anticipation to try and, you know, nullify some of his damage, but he ended up just dodging it through his E, and then I used my the rest of my combo, but he just out-traded me, so... Yeah,
I think you just did this mistake again. Like, level 1, you beat Fizz really hard with your new W, with the buffs that happened a while ago. Level 1, you beat him, and then you beat him with Electrocute trades. If you don't have Electrocute, you shouldn't trade. And then once you're 6, just play with your ulti to either dodge his E damage or dodge his Shark. It's quite easy matchup. If you get to play a matchup again, we can have another coaching session going over that. Because Kassadin is really, really strong in lane versus these kind of matchups. But then he's really bad versus ranged champs, if the ranged player is good.
So one thing, when it comes to, say, champions like Fizz, I should be using my ult primarily to kind of dodge his abilities rather than engaging.
Yeah, if you commit on him, then he can outplay. Because remember, you outscale. You don't have any reason to stomp him unless your team is getting stomped and you need to start snowballing, right?
Yeah.
If the game is going fine, you're completely fine going for 10 CS per minute and just outscaling him. Of course, if he makes a mistake, right? Like if he Qs the minion or something, or it's in a bad position, then of course you can jump on him. But you don't need to flip it.
Okay.
So these are like the Electrocute pages. Never go Inspiration. It's because Corruption Potion is bad. What do you start? Yeah, you start Corruption Potion. A lot of people do this, so you're not the first.
Yeah, I mean, for that one, I think it was more of a 50-50. I normally would have probably started Doran's Ring, but against more pokey matchups, I tend to start Corrupting Potion, but maybe that's wrong as well.
Yeah, it is. Because, so, this here, the mana, do you need this on Kassadin?
No, not really.
No, you really don't. Because your W costs 1 mana, and you're not spamming anything but your Q and maybe E sometimes you will use it. So you really don't go on this champ.
Yeah.
So the mana is useless. So you are paying for only the HP. Right? The free charges will give you this. Right? So if you want HP, right? Sustain and HP.
I guess I have
Doran's Shield.
As well.
Doran's Shield is the best if you want HP.
Okay.
Gives you 80.
So in poke matchups. In poke matchups, I should be going Doran's Shield then.
Yeah, if I'm playing Kassadin and I'm versus a Orianna with like Airy, I would go Doran's Shield. Because she's gonna be dealing little damage to me over and over. Right? Which means that I will keep abusing this and this here. See this? There.
Yeah.
If they damage me a little bit, I will heal this. And then they basically don't deal damage to me. It's super nice. And they recently also buffed Doran's Shield as well, which makes it even better. And like you said, Doran's Ring is also really good. So if you don't need to sustain, you go Doran's Ring. If you need to sustain, you go this. Because then you're actually paying for HP. You're not wasting gold on mana that you don't need. The only good thing about Corruption Potion is that it keeps refilling itself, that's the nice part. But you want to survive lane as Kassadin. So,
yeah, that makes
Doran
sense.
Shield will give you more value. I wish that Doran Shield would give like a stat of how much it's healed and stuff. Then you would see that it easily gives you more than this.
Okay.
So yeah. On other champions, of course, Corruption Potion is really good because the mana helps you a lot. It really doesn't on Kassadin. Let's see, is there anything else? Here, like I would really try Presence of Mind. Like I've tried Triumph and Presence of Mind now. Like I probably played like 20 Kassadin games at least after the Presence of Mind change. And I really like the Presence of Mind.
I normally play the Presence of Mind. I don't know why that. I must have just forgot to change it or something. But normally I do go Presence of Mind.
Also, Kassadin's AP scalings are not that great. So it's also really fine to go double MR when they have AP here and AP here.
Okay.
Because if you get ganked and then you have fucking 16 MR compared to 8, right, it's a big deal.
And if I was against something like Zed, should I be going double armor?
Depends, because Kassadin's armor is really low, so yes, it's really good. But if they have AP jungle, then it's, again, not that worth, so then one armor is fine. But if they have, let's say, Lee Sin and Zed, why not just go double armor? It's especially important on Kassadin because your base armor is so low now that you get even more value of having double armor compared to somebody with high base armor.
Yeah.
Because the percentage goes less and less the more armor you have, right? Like somebody with 400 armor don't have that much more than somebody that has 300, you know?
Yeah.
So when you have like 16 or something level 1 as Kassadin, if you bump that up to like 20 something, right? Like let's say 20, 26 or something, then that's a lot more efficient than somebody who has like, let's say 26 base and then they go up to like 36. Make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So yeah, double armor, I'd say sounds pretty good as long as they have double 80. Just anything to make your lane not as painful as Kassadin is good. I think that's it. I think we're ready to go.
Okay.
Skipping Twin Shadows on Glacial is fine, but skipping it to get things like Sonya's is not good. If you want to skip it, you're skipping Twin Shadows to get damage. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's see. They have an AD Lulu. Okay. They have a Grasp Tristana. Holy mama, what a game.
Yeah. I know. It was, everything about that game was chaotic. Like, I don't think I've ever laned against an...
Holy shit, what a player. What a monster of a player. He just keeps going. He just keeps going.
I know. I don't know what happened. It was so chaotic that I ended up not even being able to play my own game. I was just kind of improvising the whole game, and then everyone came mid. And yeah, I mean, whether I should have split or not, I don't know. But it was.
I'm adding this guy. Wait, I need to delete someone. Hold on. This guy's a legend. He's been playing Lethal Tempo Lulu mid for like 2 months straight. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see why you don't want to do that one. I agree. But like, they don't, like, this guy's no MR, this guy's no MR, this guy has a bit, yeah. I mean, yeah,
the Ornn was the issue, really. He was kind of frontlining and just...
Yeah, I mean, voice off is good, but I don't see why you have Sonya's.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing to Sonya's here is, like, the Ornn ult, but then you're CCing yourself anyways, so...
Yeah, I know. It was more out of, because of the chaotic nature of the game, the way it was going, that I thought at any point the whole lot of them could just converge on you, so I was like, I need something like Sonya just to... But anyway, yeah, in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best.
You need damage so you can kill them, especially this is your 4th item as Veigar. So you have so much AP that the Rabadons has so much value.
Yeah.
The Magic Pen is really good because they have a lot of fucking MR.
Yeah.
But the Sonya's is really useless.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. How many games on Kassadin do you have?
I don't have an exact number. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But
like, would you say like 100, 50, 10?
I'd say between 50 and 100.
Okay, that's pretty good. So the basic understanding.
Yeah, yeah.
The laning phase will be going a bit different because you have fleet, but we will be pointing out like certain instances where you would see how impactful the electrocute has. So the biggest thing here to realize straight off the bat is you have TP, she has ignite. This is something you have to play around. Okay? This is something that once you become good at mid lane, is something you'll be really happy about. Having TP and they have ignite. Most low elo players, they think, okay, the enemy mid has ignite and I have TP, I'm at a disadvantage. No, you're at an advantage. Because TP can always give you a lead or make you go even. Meanwhile, this guy actually has to like kill somebody to make ignite be worth it.
True, yeah.
I have to close the window real quick because there's a snowstorm. Be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
So yeah, like we will be seeing how we can abuse it throughout the game, but it should be resulting into you being able to take side lane farm and just being able to TP back and stuff, and getting free resets in lane. And TP is really good. But a lot of people play Ignite, especially in low elo, and this is something you can abuse, as long as you don't die. First thing straight off the bat, like settings wise, is also really important. Your settings on the HUD is on 100. So that's really bad. You should tune it down to at least like 50.
Okay.
Some people find it hard to play at 1, which I understand. And you don't need to have it at 1. Of course, 1 is the best because it's as small as possible. It's just important because it takes up so much space on your screen. I think I play with 50. Okay. But if I was super serious about being the best player, I would play at 1. Because it is important to be able to see everything. And 100 is just too big, because if you play 50 like I do, then you can still see everything completely fine. But then it's not this big. Okay?
Yep.
Because right now it takes up a lot of space. It's important to just buy the item straight off so that you can sit and think more about the game. Another thing about settings is play without name tags, because it's just really pointless. And you know, when you were a child and stuff in school and stuff, you always were taught to read, right? So when you see this, you start reading and you start focusing on people's names and stuff, and your eyes start catching this info on your screen while you're laning and team fighting, and it just takes away your focus, even if you don't think about it. Okay? It just distracts you. All right? So it's real simple. We turn that off. We turn off this because it's not needed. It's pointless. Right? Imagine a 5v5 team fight, right? Name tags everywhere. Yeah. So turn this down and then name tags off.
Yep.
You play with spell costs on, which is really, really good. A lot of people don't play with this on for some reason.
Yeah, I do think it's important.
Yeah, it's really good. Here, where you are going to cover is bad. What you do want to do is you want to run through mid. So you run like this, and then into the bush where that's close to raptors. So for red side, you run like this, and for blue side, you run like this. The reason for this is now, if you get to this point in mid lane, if they're invading through mid, you would spot them now, and then just run. If they are not invading through mid and nobody's stopping you, you run into the bush, so that at 122, you can go and ward here. Then you can track the enemy jungler. Really important. It's one of the basic habits that I have and I do every game. And it's really simple, really easy, and then you can track the enemy jungler really easily. And this gives you a lot of vision, so it's a really good habit to have. The reason why we do at 122 is because then if they're still covering, most of them wouldn't, right?
But what's the reason for going via that bush rather than going, say, the route that I did and still warding at 122?
Because if you go this route, right, 1, you are not covering from mid. 2, the enemy mid could go here now, you wouldn't know. And then you just face check him and you run here and then you get caught.
Okay.
If you run here, where could enemy mid go without you knowing?
Yeah, true.
If he goes here, you'd see him like right now here. If he goes into the bush. And anyways, if he is into the bush somehow without you knowing, by the time it's 122, he has to be walking down the lane. So
yeah,
it's just better. because also another thing is that if you are in this bush, right? This bush here. If they invade through here, right? Then you would also see them. You know? You'd see them walk into this bush, and even if they somehow manage to get into this bush, you'd see them run like this. Make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Meanwhile, standing here could also get you killed, because if they invade through mid and into this bush now, and run here, Blitzcrank pulls you, you have to flash.
True. I thought that maybe if they were running into the bush, I would be able to see them before they get there, but I guess it doesn't really matter if he hooks me.
I mean, what does he lose by just standing here now and hooking you?
Yeah, yeah.
Look, this guy spelled no without a K. What an idiot. And then I trolled, I said what a idiot when it's Anne. Nice, I hinted. Okay, so versus melees, W level 1 is really good, so you don't want to skill anything yet. Okay, sometimes you're forced to Q because they don't walk up into range, but in a perfect world you get an auto W auto combo level 1, which pops electrocute.
True,
and even without electrocute, it's still a really strong combo. So you gain nothing by skilling your spell now. Only thing you do is you make sure that you can't ever get the W level 1.
Yeah.
Which you do not want to do.
I just, I guess I never really thought that there's a situation where you would start W, because I'm so used to trying to get early poke with my Q. But yeah, I guess it makes sense against melee matchups that there's no reason why you would.
Yeah, most melee matchups. Like, it's hard to do versus Zed because they just usually AFK farm with Q.
Yeah.
But Diana Fizz is really easy to just start W with. But you kind of just want to lane and see what they do. If they walk up to auto the minion, you can easily W them. It's nice to see that you do ward. The ward is, however, placed a bit wrong because you're getting too much vision here. It's useless, right? You want to place it like here, because then you get exactly this pocket and as most vision here as possible.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Small things like this is important to break down and fix, because it's very simple, it's very easy. It doesn't take any practice now to next time ward around here compared to here. Right? Very simple. Like here, here, here. All of these four are better than this one. It's nice skin on the ward. It's really cute. Okay, we look at Diana. Perfect. Okay, so she's just shoving. When she Qs, you Q. Okay? Here, just Q her. Then you just negate the damage, right? Like here, if you clicked here now, right? Okay, let's go back a bit. So here you enter the lane. It's important you enter the lane in a way where, like, clicking here is no point because now you're walking away from your Q range. She can now cast Q on you and run away. If she runs this way and casts Q on you now, she hits it for free and you can't Q her. You should be running like this. Okay? Because then you can Q her if she Qs. Make sense? And then here, as soon as she casts it, Q her. Okay? You can Q her right now. Okay? You can also walk up and Q her, and then run away. Okay? It's important to not take free damage. Why would we want to take free damage? Right?
Yeah.
Because it will add up. And it's one of the harder things in lane on Kassadin, like negating damage reactively with your Q. Right? Yeah. There's a lot of matchups where it's super important that you do this, like versus LeBlanc, for example. If she lands Q on you and then she starts Wing, you have to Q either a minion or her. It's very important. If you're playing versus Katarina, it's important to cancel her ulti with your Q. Right? Things like this requires a bit more skill and mechanics, but it's one of the few things you need to learn on Kassadin.
Yeah, that's one thing, like, say if I was against Katarina, although I know I would normally win that matchup, but it's things like holding onto the Q in anticipation of her ult and stuff is what I wouldn't necessarily do. I'm just trying to spam her with Qs, or if she goes near me, I will use the rest of my abilities, but I'm not necessarily holding out for her ult, which I don't know if that's correct or not.
Yeah, I mean, if you were maxing E as well, you would feel less shit about holding on your Q, because your Q does no damage, right? And you should be maxing E in the Katarina matchup. So here, you pretty much lose this one because you don't have insta-cast on. See? If you casted it instantly, then you would have gotten it. But since you play with indicators / no smart cast, you miss it.
Okay. So is that something I should try to
Yes.
add to my game?
Yes. It's one of the harder things, right? But there's a lot of things in this game that's hard when you start playing. Like, for example, playing without locked camera, right?
Yeah.
That's hard. But yeah, like I play with just quick cast all. Some people play with indicators. The thing is that with quick cast, as soon as you press a button, it casts. With indicators, you have to release it.
Mm-hmm.
And with just normal cast, you have to like click your mouse and shit, and then it's really slow. Which one do you play with? Indicators, smart cast, or?
I play on quick cast with indicators.
Yeah, indicators. Yeah. So here you're holding your Q, which means you lose it. Right? And when you have a small champ pool as well, right? You're playing Tryndamere, you don't need indicators. You're playing Veigar, maybe you need indicators on the cage, right?
Yeah.
On Kassadin, what the fuck you need indicators for, right? You don't need it. So
yeah,
if you're sticking to the small champ pool, it take you not that long to play without indicators. Then you don't fuck up shit like this. And Veigar, I played with indicators until like season 7. And my cages now are so fucking sick because I play without indicators. So they cast instant, which is so important because even if you wait that 0.5 seconds with your cage, they could close the distance. Like they could close the distance or run away further, and then your cage misses.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's say my cage pops. Like let's say your cage pops up now, it's gonna miss her. Meanwhile, mine would pop up, right? Like either here or it would pop up when she was here. You know, because that would cast it a bit faster than you. Things like this matters. Make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah. Even though, of course, it's very small example, right? You lost 1 minion because of it, but it will matter in other games, and it's just something. There's no point limiting yourself with the indicators. There's also other settings in the game, like where you can have, like you can go hotkeys, and then you can do like this, and then you can have quick cast with indicator here. Hold on, here, right? And then like here I have it as shift. So if I do shift E, right, then I can see the indicators. Right?
Okay.
So no, my normal E is just insta cast with no indicators, but if I do shift E, then it's quick cast with indicator. So that's what you also can do. Okay?
Yep.
What you do want to do is to maximize your fleet. Okay? And you don't want her to shove you in for free. As Kassadin, do you want to stand in pocket number 1, 2, or 3?
I would imagine 2. Well, I mean, it depends on the matchup, I guess. But in a like a freeze kind of scenario, you don't want it too close to your tower, just so the tower will hit minions. And then 2 means that you're safe from most ganks, but you can still farm. So I imagine 2, but I don't know, maybe unless 1 is outside of tower range comfortably.
Yeah, it's out of tower range. Like remember, this is where you're standing, which means that you know the enemy wave, could be in 2 here.
Oh, okay.
This is where you're standing. So number 1, right? So if you want to be in number 1, if she crashes the wave, then you're fucked, right? Then you're not in number 1. So when she starts Q, right? Why aren't you autoing the minions? You need the sustain and you need to start trimming it a bit, right? When she keeps hitting the minions, etc., right? She's just gonna crash it. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it's important that you try to match it, if she allows you to. Right here, just hit the minion. Right? Don't drag it into tower. Look, remember, it's aggroed onto you. Right here, it will aggro onto you. Because this minion dies, it switches aggro. You're closer than these minions, so he wants to hit you.
I was wondering why that one followed me all the way to tower. I thought at the point where my minions would meet it, that it would stop.
No, he's angry. He's mad now. He's very angry. So, just drag it here. The wave will be fine, but you have to start looking to hit it. If she now starts hitting this and you haven't even killed this, you're behind in the push.
Yeah.
And that's bad. The longer that you stay inside, like here, as Kassadin, it's really, really good.
Okay.
Because you want to stall for your Blasting Wand or Catalyst.
Yeah.
Or if you're a downer and play with Archangle, Staff Rush, then you would want Tear or Lost Chapter.
Yeah, I think most games I do try to get Rod of Ages first, but I don't know. I know some people go skip it entirely, and
because I think Kassadin is like early game champion.
Yeah.
This is nice. Like, it's fine to take this harass because this allows you to be super safe. Like, as Kassadin, it's super important that you understand that your HP bar is a resource to get yourself gold and EXP.
Especially with Fleet, right? You can afford to do stuff
to take a bit of damage. How can you tell here that the freeze is broken?
Because
you can tell quite a while ago that it's gonna break, like here. Why is that?
Well, I would have thought that my cannon is going to die first. Therefore, a cannon plus maybe one other minion is enough to keep the freeze. But yeah, I mean, probably that level of detail I wouldn't know, but I just would have assumed here that I can maintain the freeze.
You can't because look, the minions, how they're all hitting the same target, right? You see these casters, right? They're murdering this cannon, so it doesn't actually get to live for long enough.
Okay.
So now what you need to understand is that this won't stay like this now. Okay? So there's going to be a couple scenarios now. She might be complete stupid, and she probably is because she's silver. So she's probably going to Q the entire wave and push it right back into you.
Yeah, that's what I expect. But I guess you can't take that for granted either.
I mean, you kind of can at this level of play, but since you have a big wave, it's also easy for you to shove, and if you shove and crash it, then you also get the free base yourself. So I would say you shove here, because...
Even if she queues.
Well, if she starts queuing, then you chill.
Yeah.
But, you know, we should see. Like, first, you just back off here, because there's no reason to be this far up. See, now you take Q for free, and then you don't Q her. Right? That's why I say you don't have mana issues on Kassadin, because the only thing you really do is you Q. W costs 1 mana and gives you mana, so... Remember, she can't pull you yet, she only has to jump now. With the rework. So she can't EU in. She has no CC. It looks so funny to see her, like, dash at level 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you had Electrocute, these trades would be really nice for you. Here we skill Q, even though it should be E.
Would you still outtrade her even through her shield?
With Electrocute?
Yeah.
And you have more sustain with Electrocute too, because, like, actually, would you? I don't think you actually would. Because, like, you would deal more damage and then heal less, but I think the damage dealt on them matters more than you healing a little bit, because Fleet isn't mainly the sustain. Fleet is more for the movement speed. Yeah, especially in range matchups. Like, if you walk up, auto creep, the enemy mid can't chase you down because you run away with the movement speed.
Okay.
So you see here, she's actually not, you know, it's actually, like, silver and bronze and shit has improved so fucking much since I was it. Like, look here, when you see, so right now, right, when you see that she's not actually pushing it, right, you need to be like, fuck, you need to be like, oh shit here. That's why I don't like to flip it thinking that they're bad. So, let's see what happens. So here I think that's her passive, that's her passive. She uses that. You misclick a bit, so instead of auto W, you just get W. That's the biggest part. Yeah. Pop your potion while you're trading as well. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the big part. Pop the potion as soon as you start to trade, and then auto W her. Don't just W. Because right now she should be missing like this here, because of the potion and the auto attack. And then you should be healing up.
Even though this trade like looked bad, I feel like I can make it up just through the sustain. But yeah, obviously, I still think I could have done it a lot better so that my health is higher and her health is lower.
If you did auto W, you'd deal more damage, and if you pop potion, you'd, you know, just be better off. Yeah. So now the wave is still fucked for you, so you need to play with this wave. That's the thing, but she does have Ignite, that's why it sucks that you're getting low. going for that creep is risky. It only works because she's on cooldown and she backs off. If she starts walking up, you should have backed off. So here you should pop another potion and then start to look to damage her. You have a level advantage right now.
Yeah.
Okay. There, that's really good. Okay, Q, she Qs. She does no damage. So here, now you have to shove. You have advantage here. But instead, look here. You're walking away. Big mistake. Always keep track of your EXP bar and hers. She hasn't killed minions in ages. She needs to kill at least 1 or 2 more for level 4. Then you gotta ask yourself, can she kill that soon? Look at her HPs.
Yeah.
She can't, right? It's early game, she can't. So, E her. Look to damage her here. She uses Q, so that's on cooldown. And we see a Mumu on Sejuani. Right? Now that you have such a big wave and a level advantage, if you're gonna win a trade, it's gonna be now. And if you get to crash this, you can even recall for a Dark Seal without losing anything. If you delay it, then she's gonna get level 4 and the chance of you dying, right, it's a lot higher. So pop your potion and trade with her.
I think moving back is just like a pre-programmed response. I'm not really thinking. It's just because my
a lot of people do this. Even
my
challenger
are on cooldown, so I'm thinking like, oh, I can't really go for a full trade right now, so I'm backing off. Even though it completely makes sense to move forward with the level advantage, and my E is available as well. So
yeah, her electrocute is on cooldown as well. So like here, instead of clicking here, you should click forward, pop your potion, E her, and then you can back off. You don't need to commit. It's just about dealing damage, making some kind of advantage out of this good position, right? You can't hard commit because you have W and Q on cooldown, of course, but there's no point, no reason to not E her here. And remember, she has Ignite. So for her to use Ignite, she needs to kill you to make that good. So use your potion. You don't want to be this low. Because if you misstep with and being this low, right, she might burst you and then you die. And she's not pushing the wave either, so you have to crush it with this.
Is it okay to kind of slow push it in that way, or should I be really
It's
trying
really bad as Kassadin to slow push pre-6
okay.
because you are so vulnerable to get ganked and to get like killed. So if you more time you spend in this kind of spaces here, right?
Yeah.
The more time the enemy has to trade with you and gank you, etc. That's why it was so important that when you realize it's bouncing into her, to try to make it so you can crash it.
Okay.
So that you spend as less time in the danger zone as possible.
And I guess that comes back to that moment a while ago where I could V'd and also lower the health of the minions at the same time.
Yeah, and also if you had 2 points in E instead of 2 points in Q. Right?
True, yeah.
So you see this wave coming here, you can't crash this fast enough now, maybe. We'll see. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It'll be really clutch at least. So right now it's like Munka S. Because if you have to stand playing here now for another minute, that's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
But luckily for you, Sejuani is invading, keeping the pressure away from you. The even worse thing is that this hasn't crashed fully, and Diana is now roaming. So she's not losing that much, and then you're following her. This is not your job, by the way, as Kassadin. Okay. This is a bad roam for Diana. Why is this bad by Diana?
Well, she's kind of giving me the opportunity to crash it into tower.
Yeah, your wave is not in a good state, and her window of beating you is early game. And Sejuani is running away from her. If Sejuani was here, then it would be good. But Sejuani is running up here. So she's running away. You should realize this. Sejuani is running away from you as well. And you have nothing to help her with. You can't help her. Yeah. It's a 3v2, right, for the enemy. And you're fucking useless. And she's running away from you. So here you should use your teammate's mistake to get yourself something good. Right? Pop your potion and shove it. As hard as you can. So she has as little minions as possible and you have as many as possible when she gets back.
It's always these type of situations is where there's a dilemma. Like when there's a fight breaking out, should I be roaming? Should I be staying in lane? That's where I probably,
What do you need as Kassadin, Tryndamere, and Veigar?
So, sorry, say that again?
What do you need as Kassadin, Tryndamere, and Veigar?
I mean, scaling, I guess.
Yeah, you need golden EXP, right? Yeah. If there's an entire cannon wave here that will die if you go and roam, for nothing, because it's impossible for you to get here.
Yeah.
That's the thing you need to realize, right? If there's a fight right here, right? And if you go there, you lose 2 minions. Sure, you can go there, but don't die. Right?
Yeah.
Just go there, make sure that you're just helping with what you can, but don't die for it. That's the most important thing. Don't die for it.
Yeah.
It's not your fault Sejuani is inting here. If she wants now to say, Kassadin, you're fucking stupid, fucking retard. Right? What does she want you to do? Fucking ult over here and then TP? You're level 4. She wants you to TP here or what? That's the closest you can TP. You can't do shit here. So, just accept it's gonna be 1-for-1 and push it. Right now you should be Eing the wave and Wing and everything. Instead you roam, right? Yeah. This is really bad. Now she can jump on you. Right? Amumu is dead and you're warding. You see? Imagine if you shoved. This would right now be under her turret. Diana would lose so much. See this? Diana's top lane. She would lose so much. You would be in base right now walking back to lane with a free reset. It'd be so good for you. Instead, you lost a lot of CS and you didn't crash it fast, and then now you're backing off. You can't leave it like this. You have to stay for another wave when you push that slow. When you're pushing, when you're pushing,
I thought that's enough to make it bounce back.
Yeah, this isn't under enemy tower. It's good that you're thinking about these things like bouncing and stuff, but this isn't under tower, and it's still a very small wave, and you can easily clear this wave before Diana comes. So it's fine to overextend. When you're pushing, there's a couple of things you need to think about. Right, the speed of which you're pushing, right, the threats available for the enemy team, and the tempo you lose, right? So basically, okay, how long will this take us? Not that long. Will it take us longer than Diana being able to come here? No.
Okay.
Right, Diana will get here in like slow time. If Amumu comes, meanwhile, he's probably gonna be the fastest one if anyone comes. Can he kill you? No. He's gonna sit here and fucking cry. That's what Amumu does. So, you shove this because it's free. You don't need a tempo as Kassadin because you are not gonna go and roam or some shit. You're gonna go and farm. So, you push it. And the base is also bad. Like, the worst base you want to aim for is 850. You know, there will be games where you misplay and then you get only Dark Seal or Ruby Crystal or some shit. Right? But the bottom line is this. This is like the worst good base. Right?
Right, okay.
And then this is like the best. Catalyst. Right? Catalyst or Seeker's Arm Guard. Depends on the matchup. So now if you push this wave, you would have gotten Blasting Wand.
True, yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I know in this situation, I was just thinking like, here's as good a chance as any as I'll get to base because Diana's away from lane. You know, if she's putting pressure on me, I know I've got TP, so I guess I should be thinking of that. I can always, you know, stay and, you know, do some damage, you know, use my resources back and then TP back. Yeah, I was just thinking this is a free base, even though there's nothing really to buy, or nothing worthwhile at least.
Yeah, but with that logic, that's basically why you push. She's top lane, she can't get here to hurt you. Blitz is bot lane, and Mumu is crying. So, you can shove. Right? It's the same thought process, but different outcome. After that, you can then recall, and you don't need to TP back because it's bouncing to you. But now, by recalling, right, now you have to TP back. Actually, no, you don't. You don't have to TP. So it's good that you don't do that. You understand that. That's good.
Yeah.
But now you have a shitty base, when you could have just shoved and then recalled, and you would do the exact same thing, and you would keep your TP, but actually have a good base. Because remember, this is a good matchup for Kassadin. It's a really fucking good matchup.
Yeah.
One of the best ones. I think... Do you know Nemesis?
Yeah.
I think I duoed him a couple days ago. I think he was playing Kassadin versus Diana. So you can check that as well.
Oh, you're doing with him? Okay.
Yeah, here it is.
Okay.
I think he was... Yeah, he's playing Kassadin. It is Kassadin. And he is playing your exact matchup. And actually they swapped, I remember. Diana went top lane. He's playing versus Renekton. But Nemesis plays Kassadin a lot. You can probably watch him play and then maybe learn something from it.
Okay.
But yeah. Here he was meant to play versus Diana, but the enemies were fucking precise and they put Renekton against him. So I think he's playing from MR versus Renekton and Nullifying Orb.
Yeah.
Yikes. That feels bad.
Yeah, I played a game the other day where I was Z, or I was against Z, sorry, it's Kassadin, and I accidentally took MR runes.
What is she doing?
I know, I was thinking that as well. I was like,
what the fuck is she? Just as I was like saying silver and stuff has gotten better.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
She completely messed that up.
Yes, she ruined it all. No. No. What the fuck? Oh, whatever. Oh god. Okay.
I think a lot of people would have flamed in that situation, but
I mean, it's pointless to flame. We can just sit and cry instead. Like I'm
yeah.
Again, then it's not in lane, just shove as fast as you can. So that whatever the fuck she is doing gets punished. While you're doing this, you need to understand that you've been staring at the same wave now for 15 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
Which is useless. Right? You've seen this info now. It's important that right now you look top lane. Right? Look top lane, see, okay, what's the state? Is this wave now from Heimerdinger gonna crash in 10 seconds? Right? Then maybe you can shove this, and then if this crashes, you can then go top and dive with them. Right?
Yeah.
It's Garen low, maybe you can go and dive, right? You need to think. But you can't make this decision because only info you have is your minimap. Right? This doesn't tell you Garen's HP, doesn't tell you the state of the wave, right? It doesn't show the HP of the minions. Doesn't show Garen's level, right? A lot of things.
I think that's my biggest weakness right now is the kind of map awareness. Sometimes I just tunnel vision on lane. My laning for the most part is pretty good, but it's how I'm missing sometimes opportunities elsewhere. I mean, I know Kassadin's not necessarily meant to roam, but it's just I'm not scanning the map enough, or even looking at the mini map at times. I tend to just, when I'm not thinking, when I let myself go on autopilot, I tend to just tunnel vision on the lane, the state of the minions, the state of the enemy laner. I'm not really thinking, and as a result as well, my vision score is normally quite low. It's definitely an area I need to improve, I think.
I think the biggest part is you just need consistency. Like silver, there's no reason to be silver. Like you will probably just get to diamond 3 straight off if you legit just get like 9 CS per minute. Like just legit AFK farm, get yourself 9 CS per minute properly and not inting. Like legit, this alone will get you high elo. Because like here 5.1, 6.7, alright, you can't play like this on Kassadin because you would have this exact items here at 33 minutes with fucking like 5 kills if you had good CS.
Yeah.
But then with good CS comes good wave management, which allows you to do other things. It creates good split pushing, which lets you get wins and stuff, right?
Yeah.
All these things like vision control and stuff, yeah, of course, it's nice and it's good things to improve on. But the farming stuff and other things, right, is also really important and will have the biggest impact. The warding things and stuff is more like small things that you just easily fix, but it's not your main focus, right? Like, I've been challenger like 5 accounts or something this season. I probably buy like what? Fucking 1 ward or something each game. 4, 0, 3, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2. Of course it's not good, right? But I do other things good that makes up for it. Of course I should be buying all the pings, and I would if I wasn't streaming. Like if I was focusing, I probably would. But when I'm on Smurf, I'm streaming stuff on autopilot, but it shows you don't need these things to be high elo.
Okay.
There's other things that's more important. But yeah, of course, like you should ward and stuff, but first things should be to improve on the other things I've been talking about. You know?
Yeah,
it's important.
I would say when I'm playing Tryndamere, my farm is normally quite good. I mean, I have the odd game where I'm losing lane thing and they've been denying me, but for the most part, like I would be 7 or CS per minute or above, sometimes reaching 8 or 9. But yeah, certainly with Veigar, Kassadin, and some other champions as well. Rise, it's a bit easier. I find I can farm pretty well with him. But yeah, it's Veigar and Kassadin. It's more around the kind of 5 to 7 kind of mark. It's normally so.
Yeah. And it's really, really bad because it's not champions you can afford to have bad farm on. Like, you can afford to have bad CS on Kiana and Katarina stuff, because they generally get a lot of kills and pressure on the map, and they win that way. Kassadin and Veigar doesn't do that. Here, right, we're again in the worst pocket possible, right?
Yeah.
This is the warning pocket, okay? Right now, we are scared, right?
Yeah.
But, right now it's not scary, but you think it's scary, like you're running away, okay? This here is why it's not scary.
Yeah.
So right now, she's 4, you're 6. You're not 5, you're 6.
Okay.
Because you're gonna kill 1 minion. So right now you should shove this, and then get your ass to top lane. Because that's where a play is now gonna happen. If the enemy jungler is gonna show somewhere, it's going to be top lane. If there's a fight happening now, it's gonna be top lane. Shove this, get 6, then you remove yourself from this bad pocket, and then you can get to top lane. But instead, you're respecting her, I mean scared, and sure, now that you are 5, you have to be a bit scared. But if you get 6 now, right? Just kill this minion and you get 6. Then you're completely fine.
Yeah.
But instead, you see, you're scared. So now she can kill minions and get 5.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, she tries to Q the fucking you instead. And then again, you're backing off, right? Right now, it should be Eing and ulting the wave. She can't E you in, right? Because that's her ulti now. You need to shove this, get the fuck out. Because the longer you stay like this, the longer time the enemy jungler has to travel to you. Like, the more time he has to gank you, more time he has to travel, less time you have for this play to happen.
Yeah.
Right? You need to be fast. It's about tempo, right? This wave should already be dead. But it's not, for some reason. Right? You still haven't used E. There we go. And then let's see what you do. Right? Bad. This wave should have been crashed like 10 seconds ago. And you should be like here now. Because this play should be possible. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. We don't know, because you're not looking.
Yeah,
but the possibility is there. Nonetheless, even if there was no possibility of doing this play, pushing faster would still be better. Because then you can go and scout the jungle with Sejuani, you can look for a Mumu, right? Try to make a pick, you could take his raptors or something. Just do anything. Even taking one small raptor of his is better than spending 10 extra seconds pushing. Right, little cheeky Q there. Right, if you want to play passive, right? Like here, there's 2 options. Either you go crazy mode and abuse the fact you're 1 level ahead and just jump on her, or you play safe.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna play it safe, then at least shove for prio, because you can pressure. You're 1 level ahead, and you can just ult away if something bad happens, and you have 3 potions. So you don't want to just sit here and give her full prio off the lane when you're the one in the lead. If she's ahead, right? If she's 6 and you're 5 or something, yeah, of course you sit back here and surrender, right?
Yeah.
But you're the one that's ahead. So again, get the prio for your team, push it. Then you can either recall if you want for free, you can go top again, right? It's just about doing something. Even the smallest thing with your lead. Sitting here, right? Just AFKing is bad because you can't just kill her. You don't deal damage. You haven't stacked your R, right? You don't deal damage. So trying to zone her and stuff is really bad. And ignore these pings, by the way.
Yeah. That's what kind of put me off a little bit.
Yeah, I know. So it's irrelevant. She's only wanting you to not int. Look, now you're scared for no reason. You cannot get ganked. She has no CC yet, and it's a fucking Amumu. You see the Amumu here? Okay, you are here. How does he kill you?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, you see Amumu here? Okay, you are here. How does he kill you? Right? They're on Dragon right now. Every time you see them, right? Blitzcrank and Amumu are the threats for you this game. Once you see them, right? There should be like a switch that you like flick, right? You turn from being passive to like aggressive, right? Here again, this shows really bad. Again, this habit that you have. This a lot of people have this. So here we've seen them now doing Dragon since now. As soon as you see them, look, right? Pay attention. If the Dragon now is like 600 HP, then it's already gone. Why are you roaming? If it's full HP, then you can afford to kill these minions fast and then go.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
But now you just assume it's a good play. So you see them on the map and there's pings happening and then you assume that it's a good play. So this is super bad to do. Because right now, Janna could already been pulled and Tristana could be dead. You don't know. because you're not looking, right? See, now you're looking, and then it just happens to be that he's here. When if you were looking already, right, it would be a really good habit to have first off. Then you would see that you should already move right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean by vision. It's not even the wards, it's just map awareness is what I need to improve on, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you are not a support. Remember this. You're not a support. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember that your teammates in League are nothing more than chess pieces. Okay. So in a fight or something, it's fine to let him die. Right? It's like a trade. You let him die, you get something. Right? Just like in chess.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here, you're not their support. Okay. They are your supports. So here, covering dragon is fine because Diana could be here still. So if you go mid now, Diana could just get double kill. You don't want that to happen. So now you're a bodyguard. As soon as Diana shows mid, you go mid. There, go mid. You don't want to sit now and let Diana get to push for free. If she pushes this now, and then you come to mid, she can then go top. You don't want that to happen. So now...
Even if the wave, let's say she starts pushing it, but she doesn't push it all the way in, is it still bad that, you know... Could she still roam even then, or would she normally only roam if she's pushed away?
I mean, she's probably going to roam like a monkey, and that works in solo queue, especially in silver. So you want to avoid it happening in the first place.
Okay.
Right? Like, she's going to roam and lose a wave, but she's not going to care, and you can't really punish because you're pushed in. So, here you got to think, okay, these guys here are dead for another 20 seconds. They can't get here for 20 seconds. Can these guys finish dragon by then? So don't use your mana, don't waste your time, just go mid. They have this dragon now, right? Ashe isn't gonna go and kill them. So now you're just wasting time. Right? And then you go back, right? You keep wasting time. And then you even use all your mana. And now Diana can shove. And then she can reset for free if she wants. And now we're late to lane. Luckily for you, she was AFK or something. It's so insane, actually. Look, she is here now. Look. Like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
If she was good, she would have just shoved, by the way. Because look here, she's full mana, so she was just AFK. Nice. But now you're so you can't really play the game. See? You couldn't R away, now is the first time you could R. Wait, that's so cool, her ulti, what? Look. Boom, it's like a redemption.
Yeah.
So now you enter the lane so you couldn't even trade back with her. And all of this, right? Like right here is not much you could do except for maybe trying to like dodge her ulti with your ult. Right? Right here, it's not many options you have. But it's because of what you did here.
Yeah, true.
That's a lot of the things in League. A lot of people are like, yeah, but what the fuck can I do here when Veigar one-shots me? Yeah, nothing. But when you blew your flash fucking 2 minutes ago, like a moron, that's why it matters, right?
Yeah.
So here, just leave the dragon, they can't die, they have this. We see a Diana mid, just go mid.
Okay.
Instead of blowing your mana and wasting time. Then you would have mana here, you wouldn't even get this low. Because now if she lands Q on you and double Rs, right, maybe she can trade 1 for 1. And it would be worth it for her. Again, you should not chase here because Diana's running away from you. Yep, don't chase, push.
I was thinking at this point just to back and TP.
Nope. Again, when you're pushing, speed of the push if it hurts your tempo by pushing and the threats. There's no Evelyn standing here waiting, right?
Yeah.
There's no Diana, so no threats. Okay. The speed would probably take you like 8 seconds, right? That's nothing major, that's fine. We can do that, we have the mana, everything. Right?
Yeah.
And we don't need to be here in like 5 seconds, so no point recalling a TP. So just shove it. So again, you're wasting time here, which is bad. Just very small thing and something very, very nitpicking. And yeah, but
yeah,
just...
I think these things all matter, right?
Yeah, of course it matters, because the League is a game where you need to play perfect to be the best.
Yeah.
So here, just ult here. Just hit everything. Okay, because there's just no point to ult only this, you know? And it will matter because it will slow down your push which will again, you know, save you 2 seconds if you did it properly. And then, you know, if a fight happens here, and then you are here, compared to you could be here, that will matter.
Yeah.
Maybe not in this game, maybe not in the next one, but it will matter throughout your league career. There's a lot of times where you are 1 or 2 seconds behind on a play, and if you know, didn't do shit like this, then yeah. So of course it's very small, but it matters. When there's no threats, right, just spam all your spells on the wave. Hair recall. Good. If you had Ghost Poro, then you would ward in lane here and swap to Sweeper, but they removed that sadly, so that is not an option.
It was never something I built up that habit anyway. I probably should have, but it's not something I ever got in the habit of doing.
It's in the history books now, buddy. Just
Yep.
forget about it. Here, right? Can Diana 100 to 0 you? I would go Mercs this game, by the way. Did you not go Mercs this game?
I don't think so. I probably went Sorks.
CC, CC, AP, AP, AP. I would go Mercs every game. Especially with how your base is. I don't want to leave base with 500 gold, you know? It's so pointless to leave base with so much gold. And here, just buy MR and TP on the wave. Because, again, what does Diana need to do? She needs to shove. And what did we talk about? Tempo, the speed of the shove, and the threats. If you TP there, she can't push because the minion becomes invulnerable. Right? There's no threats for you because Sejuani is here and you just based, so you have item advantage and you have flash. So TP on the wave, you slow down her and you force her to stay because she can't push.
Okay. So you're saying TP in itself isn't bad, it's the fact I TP'd at tower instead of minion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because by TPing the tower, she gets to shove. See now? You could TP right on the wave as soon as you spawned into base here and then buy your items.
Okay.
There, or you could even TP now if you want to like completely be risk-free of failing by, you could TP right now. But you're not looking because you were set on TPing on the tower. So now she got to finish the wave. There, she still hasn't done it. See? Like if you TP on the wave, even when it was just a cannon, it would still be better. Because then she has to stay or she loses this. And that's what I meant about creating advantages with your TP. That's one of the things you can do.
Okay.
She loses a wave, you then get the plate if she bases. If she stays, then she's never allowed to base. Then you would already be on the wave, you could clear it, and you would be faster to display. It's all about tempo. If you clear the wave when it's here, it's faster than when it's here. Right?
Let's say I did TP to the wave and I prevented her from pushing me in. Should I still be kind of looking to freeze there? Or should I be, you know, let's say she stays in lane, I guess I should be just holding it, right? And then if she roams, just push.
You want to keep her in lane, so you can just jump on her, trade her, and then if she bases, you can just push it in and take plates. Like, the first 2 plates are really easy to get, especially the first one. So, like, trying to get that gold before you start perma-freezing and stuff is often very good. And you don't need to sit and freeze that much now, because you're really safe being overextended. Because now with your ulti, right? So see now how you had to wait for the wave to come into your tower, etc. It pushes so slow. Now she gets to base. She will be here in like, what, like 10-15 seconds? Yeah, here's 15 seconds later. She should be here as she was late in base, just like you, like shopping for ages. But now she comes, she loses nothing. But if you TP'd, she'll lose a lot, and she'd fucking be tilted as fuck too. Here again, the guilty of not looking around the map while roaming, right? So you don't know if you could have maybe have dove the Blitzcrank here. Because it is possible that Blitzcrank is low and their enemy AD carry based and Blitzcrank got cancelled. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But we don't know. Because you're not looking. I like that you're not just jumping on her like a psychopath, that's really good. Because we have no clue where Amumu is. Once you're level 11, okay, I take it back. Never mind. Once you're level 11, you can start doing that, because then by the time the Amumu comes, you have ult again. Here, discount freeze.
Yeah, it's things like that where I would get caught out in lane is where I'm not really thinking where the jungler could be, and then I'm tunneling vision. Visioning on the lane, and then I go in for a trade, and the next thing you know, I have no escape.
The thing about like silver and stuff is that the players are so bad. This goes up to like diamond 1 as well. Like, to be honest, like the players are so bad that you don't even need to fight them in lane. Like, if you legit just see as good and manage the wave, you'll always get a lead that way and just stomp them by being better.
Yeah.
You don't need to kill them or do anything fancy to beat them. Here, like, general rule is, like, in this pocket here, right? Well, of course, it's a bit bigger. It's, like, here. Hold on, let me just read this. So, like, in this pocket here, it's 3 extra casters. Here it's 2. And then here it's, like, 1. Okay? So this you can never freeze. So, right now, right? You see how, like, you're delaying this, killing this minion, right? You're, like, sitting around. It looks like you wanted to freeze or something. Right? Just kill it as fast as possible. And here, again, just ult the wave. She's roaming, ult it. Okay? Ult, start ulting, push it as fast as possible, so that again you can cheat a recall. If you kill this wave before she gets here, look, the next wave hasn't spawned yet. Once this wave reaches the middle, it'll be around 5 seconds until the next wave comes. Okay? So soon now the next wave will spawn. If you push this fast, she can't sit and tank this and freeze. She'll be tanking it for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay? So then by the time you come back to lane, you wouldn't have lost anything anyways, even if she freezes. So when she's missing now, and we know that she's here, so it's not like she can cheese you, shove it, reset, get a free blasting wand, because you don't lose anything off the reset, and it's really good. Instead, you're AFK, right? Should already have ulted it once, this would be our second R, and then we should be Eing it as well, right? There's no point looking to, like, pressure her, because you simply do not have the damage yet. You don't have Electrocute, you have Fleet, you have Catalyst, you don't have Roa, right? So shove this wave, reset, get blasting wand, then you can start playing more aggro if you want. Now that we see Amumu top lane, then you should jump on her, right? Again, the switch logic, right? We are stronger than her. She just used Q, right? We have potions, so we know where Amumu is, you jump on her.
Yeah.
Again, here you should be looking at Blitzcrank while shoving to know if you should roam there after. This Diana is really crazy person, by the way. This is like gonna be 3 waves that she will lose if you just stay mid. She's so crazy. No, but what are you doing? Look, again,
these scenarios.
Yes. This, if you fix this, because you are not a fucking inter, like we can see that on your OPGG, which is really good. A lot of people in silver, they struggle with the int fucking every game. Like, some games, of course, you fucking int, everyone has that, but like generally speaking, you're not inting. So,
yeah,
that's really good, but if you fix this, you will climb so much, because here, okay, again, the fret thing. These 2 are here. They can't come. Blitz and Ashe is in the graveyard, Diana is monkey and going bot when there is 2 waves here and a new one coming. And she's roaming.
Yeah.
Right? So, don't recall. Punish it as hard as you can. Take 2 plates, take the next wave while it's over here, because nobody can gank you.
Yeah.
This here, backing off is bad.
So this is a classic example of, like, when I'm playing this, I can see Diana, I'm looking at that side of the map, but I'm not actually conscious of the fact that Amumu's there as well. I'm not really thinking about him. This is what I mean by, like, vision. I need to kind of just try to get more knowledge of what's going on around the map.
Even, let's say, if we didn't know where Amumu was, but we knew everyone else, right? Then you still would do what I said. Because if you get ganked by Amumu, it's good. He can't kill you. Only something like maybe Nocturne could. But again, you have Flash and R. So, if he ults you and you ult away, it's really worth.
Yeah.
So, you have to push here. It's only if you don't know where Amumu and Diana is, then sure, then you can be a bit scared, if you want. But here you know where everyone is, don't follow Diana, because the worst thing is, Tristana, right, is over here, Janna is running away from you, so you can't save Janna. Janna is gone. Okay? And Tristana is over here. So why are you, like, here, right? Why aren't you running here? If you want to save her. And it's not your job to save her. You're Kassadin. It's solo queue. They are your chess pieces. Right? If she dies or lives, it doesn't matter. She's already succeeded. They killed enemy bot lane. They did good. If Diana wants to lose 3 waves and 2 plates to kill her and get 300 gold or shutdown or whatever, it's fine. It's really fine. And it's just your pathing is bad too, because there's no point walking like this. Right? Walk down here. If you want to help them. Here comes Papa Sejuani. And then we're room. That's a bummer. Okay, are we gonna reset soon?
I would think so. I'm probably looking at the 1500.
We're looking at 1600, I think that's raw.
Yeah, well, whichever it was.
Yeah,
I think
1600, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you want to base it, then use your potions. Okay? Because remember, they refill. In the future, you're not going to be playing with this on Kassadin, but on Veigar and stuff you are, so it's important that you know this. So just use it now, because there's no point recalling with 3 of them up. Okay? Here, run mid, push it. Push it, take plate, reset. Again, tempo. You see it this time, you're spinning here?
yeah.
Right? If you now, instead of doing that, realize again, no threats. Amumu's top crying, graveyard. Enemy bot lane has to go bot, and if they don't, then they go mid and troll, and you just run away anyways. Right? So don't be scared. I'm sure there has been games where you overextended and you died, right? And now you're scared of it. It's like real life. Like when you were a child and you were learning how to ride a bike, right? You probably fucking fell and tripped sometimes.
Yeah.
I do skateboarding, so I've fucking broken legs and shit. That doesn't stop me. I still skate, and I never got scared of it. Right? So in League, just because you overextended and died once, doesn't mean that that was a mistake. If you do something you think is a mistake in League, and this goes to everyone, you don't assume it was a mistake. You go and you look at the replay and see, why did it happen? What caused it? Right? Was it because maybe you were on the wrong side of the lane when quote-unquote overextending? Right? Because here you have to crash this wave. You have to crash it and you have to take the plate. If Blitzcrank is there, he's not enough to stop you. You know? They need both their bot laners. And see, Ashe has to return bot. See, she's bot lane. What the fuck? No. I don't think I want to know what she's writing. So, like, even though it might have seemed safer, right, to run this way, it actually is scarier because it slows down your push, which means, again, you're longer in the danger zone. And again, since you're resetting, get the corruption potions going. Because now you're for no reason. And here we go, 1600, we should be on base already. Right, so we're like 20, 30 seconds behind. And why is Amumu still top? What is it doing? Fucking hell. The killer 20,000. The Haberniger god. The pressure sponge.
I know some of the decisions is quite funny that you see.
Yeah.
I played one game like several months ago where the whole team from level 1 just went and stayed bot lane.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here again, same thing, right? Same mistake. Look bot lane while you're farming to make the decision. Because right now, Blitzcrank could be 10 HP and then he's insta-dead. Right?
Yeah, true.
Right now you're just assuming that this fight will be good to roam to. When it's very possible that it'll be over now in 10 seconds. And then you'll just be wasting time. Okay? And this is even worse. Because now you could be hitting the tower, setting up for double plate again, but then you're only warding. We don't need this ward because we know where Diana is. And if Amumu comes, again, he's just gonna sit and cry. So now you lost a plate because of this ward. If Amumu comes, it's not gonna do shit to you. Again, push it, right? You should already be ulting it here. Like right here. There, ult these ones, and start shoving. Here comes Amumu. Let's see. Let's see what Amumu does to you. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, bring it on, Amumu. He's gonna Q from Fog of War. Oh, no. See, he even knows himself he's fucking useless. Oh, here he comes maybe. Nope. See? He has no interest in ganking because he can't. He's fucking useless. Here again, you see here? You should be looking at the Amumu right here and moving. But instead, you only look at the map and now you're like, oh, Amumu is overextended. Right? When you should be looking at actually Amumu. Because this is a blue buff. You really want this, by the way. You really want this. I hope you get it. Nice. That's really fucking huge, actually.
Yeah.
Did you lose or win this game?
Well, we won.
Okay, thank God. There should be no way to lose this. Okay.
Yeah, normally when I get an early lead with Kassadin, it tends to go well. When I fall behind, I'm kind of at the mercy of my own team really at that point.
Again, here, the threat thing. Garen is here, Amumu is dead for 25 seconds. These guys are here. Do we need to be scared of Diana?
No.
No, so never let her. Look now. See this? Why was she even allowed to walk down here? And why don't you R her? Look here. Right here. Why don't you just ult on her?
Yeah.
Ult her, pop a potion. There we go. Right? It's fucking easy. Right? You could continue as well. That should have been a kill, to be honest. You R her, auto W, then your E comes up as well. She's dead.
Yeah.
She was dead there. So again, use W, fucking push it. She is not allowed to reset. Good. Good boy. Nice. Hello, Diana. What's up, you little bitch? Don't run. Good. Q. Why are you running? There. Good, good. And then keep pressuring. Keep standing here. Don't go here. It's bad.
Yeah.
Don't leave this line here. You want to show Amumu, let Amumu know that you're overextended. Because you know he can't gank you. You know you can live it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he doesn't know that, you know? So now he will go for Heimerdinger when he doesn't see you. He's just like you. He looks at the map. He sees that you're not overextended. He sees Heimer is overextended. So he has no interest in going for you. If you're standing here, he's going to be like, oh, Kassadin is overextended. I'm going to go for Kassadin.
Yeah. And I guess from this point onwards, there's no way I should lose the 1v1 to...
Yeah, you're level 11. Level 11, you can go crazy mode as Kassadin. Because your R has so short cooldown. Like, I think you can even stack up your R and then just max R dive her.
Yeah, I know.
Here again, you hear random pings and then you just assume it's good. Right? Instead, you should have been looking at Heimer, like, from now on. And move in there. You say you're so spaced out. Do you listen to music while you're playing?
No, I think in this case, I think there was... Yeah, I don't know, actually. I think
or do you talk to friends? Is there something distracting you?
I mean, when I'm playing with friends, I'd obviously be talking to friends.
Yeah, but like in solo queue. Like normals, I don't care. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Because usually people that like space out, like, because it's so obvious here, and this is why POV is so good, because I can see your clicks, so it shows exactly what you're doing. Like, look here.
Yeah.
As soon as, like, now, look, once you are, when Heimer enters this tribush here, the only route for him to live is through you. So as soon as you start clicking right here, I see that you're autopilot.
Yeah, exactly.
Because right now you should be here. You know? That's why I'm asking this. Because, you know, of course, if your fucking friends are talking about politics or something in the call and you're not paying attention, then of course you're going to be walking around here. Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens. Again, pop corruption potion because you're about to fight. Because there's no point sitting on them. You know? Because if you're ever going to use them, it's going to be in fights. Right? Like, of course, it's not going to matter in this fight, but it's about the habits. Because you're probably going to recall again with like 2 or 3 potions. And you don't want to do that. And when you're playing Veigar with Time Warp Tonic, this matters even more. You see, you still haven't used it. See? Still haven't used the potion. So you're a lot lower now than what you should be.
Yeah.
And you could continue and kill the Garen. And you don't want to reset her. Shove them midway first and then reset. Because again, the threats, right? There's no threats. And if Amumu has to go there to clear this wave, when it's under tower, that's good. That means he's not ganking Heimer. That means he's not ganking this. That means he's not doing this. Anything. He's mid.
So in solo queue, should I be looking to try and draw the jungler towards me if I know I can get away?
Yes. As long as you know that you don't use flash, or if you know that if you use flash, it's worth it. Right? So if it's a big ulti, right? Like, if you know that if Nocturne commits flash and ult on you, that's when you have to flash, then that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. As long as you also don't need it in the matchup, right? If you're playing versus Orianna, you don't want to lose your flash. You need flash versus Ori. Right?
Yeah.
If you're playing versus fucking Teemo or, I don't know, like Seraph, you don't need flash. getting ganked is good, as long as you expect the gank coming and you have a plan on escaping it.
Yeah.
You don't want to go Dopa style and sit and never get ganked, because then your team is going to get ganked over and over and they'll get shit stomped.
Yeah.
There's a reason why top laners can go 0-10 and then still win, because they just get camped and then better bot wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, here comes Blitzcrank. Look. Oh my god, he's such a threat. Look. Ah! Janna is really crazy. So here, right? Here, the only threats nearby is Diana and Blitz. You can legit just jump on her again here to make Blitzcrank now think about going on you, because you know Blitz is around. So right now, it's like, well, I know Blitz is here, but he doesn't realize that I don't know. So then he's gonna go, like, Blitzcrank is probably here now, looking to go catch bot EXP or some shit, or warding somewhere. And then he sees you jump in. He's then gonna go loop around, turn, and then go for you. But you already know this. Right?
Yeah.
You already know this. You have ward up and pink, so ward one side and then play like a monkey and hug the side you have warded. It's impossible as mid lane to die if you have this warded here, and then this pinked. Then you can jump on her and just perma run here away. Blitzcrank comes from here, because you know he can't come from top because you have it warded, and then he wastes time. Right?
I guess in that scenario, should I be then hugging that side of the map?
Yeah, you hug the side that you have warded.
Yeah.
Because you know nobody can come from there. So right, again here, shove, use your wards. You have 2 wards up, no points to sit at 2 wards. Oh, here comes Blitzcrank. Look. He's like, oh, Kassadin's overextended, I'm a gank him. That's everyone in low elo. They don't think about Sejuani could be here to counter, right? There's no such thing as counter ganks in low elo. It's just overextended, I gank you. Here it's important you get to reset ASAP, because you have archangle stuff and you need to stack that as fast as possible. So here, shove and reset, please. Okay, you have to shove this, you need to crash it. But here, look, you don't understand your goal. Your goal is to crash the wave, right? Okay, goal is to crash the wave.
Yeah.
Why are we over here? Right? Is Blitzcrank a threat if you're standing here?
No.
No, because he can't hook you through minions, right? So show the wave, get your archangles. That's why we're saying we need archangles. Same as Roa. The faster you get them, the faster they stack. Instead, we ward here, no reason. Then we get silenced. Boom. Yeah, that's a bummer. See, like there is the Rengar example again. You can't do anything right there once you're hooked. Yeah. Right? Maybe you could flash earlier or something. Maybe there was a second you could flash, but in general, there's nothing much you could do right there. It's about the fact that you decided to go there when there was no reason to. Your goal was to shove and you didn't shove. And also, if you had the MR from your earlier base, then you would have lived, but you didn't, because you wanted Sork shoes, which you still don't have. Here, TPing mid is really bad. Why is that? Actually, it's not that bad. It's fine. I didn't see the kind of way. It's fine. It's fine. Like side lanes right now, this one here is gonna push into you. This one is now on hold, okay? It's on hold. It's going to push into you, and then it's going to become a massive wave. So it's important that you understand this, that you have to be here now in like a minute. So you don't int mid now. You're only here to make sure your teammates don't int and you catch some EXP while this is stacking. If you die now in like 45 seconds, it's really bad, because then either somebody else is going to farm this or you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
So you need to understand, okay, the objective now is dragon. We play for that. After that, I go top. So let's see what you do. Okay, we move for dragon. Okay, we do dragon. Alright. Okay, this here now. For some, I think it's they did some minion changes ago. There's gonna be some level advantage or something on this team that made this not push in. It's over now. We lose. I go AFK. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Good? Yeah. Okay, Amumi. Broski. Lagging a bit. You're also lagging a bit.
Yeah.
Like here, if Tristana wasn't puffing towards the wave, then you should off. Because it should either be you or Tristana fighting this. At this point, the game is pretty much over. Here you just overextend, right? Of course you shouldn't do this, you know that yourself. No point watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
At this point the game is over, let's just see how you play late game. You don't have TP up, so you should not be going bots. You have to go top. It's so nice to see people even go side lane in like silver. Like Diana's going top, it's really nice to see.
That just stems from me playing Trend and realizing that, you know...
Yeah, but not just you. You know, the Diana is going side lane. It's really nice. Heimer's going side lane. It's really nice. But then you are cheesing instead of just pushing. You get nothing by killing the Diana at this point. And if she's standing here, you can kill her just as much as you can if she's standing here.
Yeah.
So just shove it. It's about tempo again. You don't want to sit here and waste 10 seconds cheesing for no reason. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what we do later on. Like how we team fights. So here we get 16 from Baron. That's really nice. We skill our ulti good. Your camera control is a bit bad though, because again, the info on your screen, remember this, right? Is this information important?
No.
No. So look at the fight. Is Garen low? Is Ashe low? Is she over or inside the pit? Right? What's her fucking... Is she using ult? Was she using ult there in the fight? We don't know. We didn't look. Your combo is so scuffed with the indicators. Like, look how your E is getting spammed. Look now. See this? How it's not just casting instantly. How it's like fucking... The range is showing like twice or some shit. It feels so scuffed to play with indicators. Instead of it just instantly casting. See? It shows fucking twice the indicator. It's so slow compared to what it should be. Thank you, Blitz. Also, Lichbane is a lot better than the Rabadons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rabadons isn't that great on Kassadin.
Okay.
Like on Burst Kassadin you can go, but even then, like Lichbane is just so nice. Even like with all of these mana items, it's just so nice.
Is that because the Sheen proc plus the mana from the Sheen as well, or
what do you say?
Is it because of the Sheen proc you get?
Yeah, I mean you get mana, which further buffs this. You get movement speed, and the Sheen proc is just insane.
Yeah.
So. It's fine to just ARAM here. Like, of course, in a perfect scenario, you would be silent, but it's fine because it's like silver and the enemy's just inted. So,
yeah.
If the enemy had a lot of wave clear and ARAMing didn't work, then you have to commit to split pushing.
I think that's one thing I probably don't do enough on casting. If I'm playing Tryndamere, I would always do it, but
yeah, it goes the same thing for Kassadin, right? If the enemy has a fucking Seraph, Severe, Victor, how are you gonna end through mid? You can't.
Yeah, true.
You have to make them split up.
I have this idea in my head that once you're like late game casting, you can kind of just do what you want. But I should probably be focusing more on objectives.
That used to be the case. Sadly, right now, Kassadin late game isn't even that insane anymore. There's so much CC in the game right now, and so much mobility. Like, let's say you're playing late game Kassadin, right? Enemy has a fucking Kai'Sa. You can't kill her. She goes invis. She dashes everywhere and goes invis. She buys the Sonias. She stalls so much time that you can't kill her.
Yeah.
So it sucks a bit. Like, I think like mid game Kassadin is a lot better in my opinion. Like late game, everyone does so much damage that you just pop. I think.
I did have this casting game not so long ago where I was against the Fizz, but the whole entire enemy team built MR, including the ADC built Wit's End, and I was kind of even in the game, but the rest of my team was quite far behind. So I mean, maybe it's just one of those lost games and you have to accept it. But I felt like I couldn't even kill the ADC because of the Wit's End, even though I was level 16.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like level 16 Kassadin isn't that amazing anymore. Enemy has a Camille, and she uses ult on you, and you're 16. Doesn't matter. You can't ult anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Yeah. I mean, of course, his level 16 is still one of the biggest spikes in the game. If it was on a different champion, it would be insane. But, I think it's stupid that they nerfed Kassadin. It's really sad.
Yeah, I know. Would you still recommend playing Kassadin into most matchups, or would you, like, based on my champ pool, should I be really quite selective over what champ I, assuming I have the option to counter pick? Or
I mean, you should, if it's a good matchup, you should pick him because you can play anything and get challenger. Like, I played Shaco mid this season and got challenger.
Okay.
So, like, you can play whatever the fuck you want. If you enjoy it and you are good on it, then you play it. Because if you enjoy it, then you would want to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're good at it, then you will win. So, if it's a good matchup, then you pick Kassadin, and you shouldn't go and blind it and one-trick it if you can play other things.
Yeah.
But if there's a good matchup, right? If the enemy picks Katarina, you do not want to pick Veigar into that.
Yeah, true.
So then you go to Kassadin. Right? That's why I say your champ pool is really good. Because it's a lot of diversity and they match each other really well in like what each one counters and what each one sucks versus. Like if they pick Zed, right? Kassadin and Veigar is not good into that.
Yeah.
But you have Tryndamere. Tryndamere is good into Zed.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely need to start adding Tryndamere to mid lane then.
Yeah. You can also try playing him with Ghost. I don't go Ignite. But you can probably cheese a lot with Ignite in this elo, so.
Yeah.
Just something to try. You never want to settle on one playstyle. You should try Ghost sometimes and then see if you need Ignite or not. Alright, man?
Yeah, appreciate it.
If you ever have any questions, you can always message me on Discord. Okay?
Cool. Thank you.
See you around. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.